For the pair of functions, find f minus g of x and f times g of 2. So what we want to do here is basically demonstrate how to do arithmetic with functions. So f minus g, for example, can basically be done by subtracting the two functions in the order which is specified. So it'll be 3x plus 4 minus the second function, which would be minus 2x minus 5. Now, the minus sign gets distributed in, so we're going to end up saying this is the same as 3x plus 4 minus 2x, and then plus 5. Now from here we can combine like terms, so we'll end up saying 3x minus 2x is just x, and then 4 plus 5, of course, gives you 9. So the new function, f minus g of x, is simply x plus 9. The domain for this function, incidentally, would be all real numbers, because we don't have a fraction, and we don't have a radical, so we don't have to worry about any of the things that can cause a problem or can make us need a restriction on the x variable in this problem. So basically the domain is all real numbers, and our function is x plus 9. All right, let's do the second operation. The second thing they asked us to do was basically f times g evaluated at 2. There are two approaches that work here. I'm going to do both of them just to demonstrate how it can be done. So the first would be to do basically what we did just a minute ago, just to multiply the functions. So we'd have 3x plus 4, which is f, times g, which is 2x minus 5. And then we would just literally perform the FOILing here. So we'd say 3x times 2x is 6x squared. Then 3x times negative 5 is negative 15x. Then 4 times 2x is positive 8x. And 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. From there, you'd say 6x squared. Negative 15x plus 8x is negative 7x, and then minus 20, right? And that would be your new function, f times g of x. Now, from there, we could actually plug in the 2 every place we see an x. So to make it f times g of 2, we would just plug in 6, and then leave a space wherever you see an x, right? So just rewriting, leaving a space wherever there's an x, and then you would actually plug in the 2. So you'd plug in a 2, plug in a 2, and then perform your arithmetic to evaluate. So performing the arithmetic, we'd end up getting 6 times 4 minus 7 times 2, which of course is 14, minus 20. And 6 times 4, is 24, minus 14, minus 20. So basically that will end up giving you 24 minus 34. And then finally the difference is negative 10. Okay, so that's your answer. We can actually get that answer another way, and perhaps much easier. And the way we could do it another way is to simply say, when we had that f times g of 2, we could have actually just plugged the 2 in right away. In other words, we could have said 3 times 2 plus 4, right? So instead of having 3 times x plus 4, 3 times 2 plus 4 times 2 times 2 minus 5. And what's nice about that is then, this is all just simple arithmetic. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 4, of course, gives you 10, right? And then it'll be multiplied by 2 times 2, which of course gives you 4, minus 5 is negative 1. So your final answer is negative 10, and that's actually the same answer we got before, but with considerably less work, right? So whenever you're given an actual value to plug the number in first, and then perform the operation. So instead of doing f times g first, do f of 2, g of 2, and then multiply the results, and you'll get a much simpler answer.